emptiness. Consider the difference in our actions and God's actions. We often ask, why did you do that? Or why did I act like that? We do act, and yet everything we do is God's creative action. We look back and analyze the events of our lives, but there is another way of seeing, a backward and forward at once vision that is not rationally understandable. Only God can understand it. Satan made the excuse, "You caused me to fall," whereas Adam said to God, "We did this to ourselves." After this repentance, God asked Adam, "Since all is within my foreknowledge, why didn't you defend yourself with that reason?" Adam answered, "I was afraid, and I wanted to be reverent." Whoever acts with respect will get respect. Whoever brings sweetness will be served almond cake. Good women are drawn to be with good men. Honor your friend or treat him rudely and see what happens. Love, tell an incident now that will clarify this mystery of how we act freely and are yet compelled. One hand shakes with palsy, another shakes because you slapped it away. Both tremblings come from God, but you feel guilty for the one. And what about the other? These are intellectual questions. Spirit approaches the matter differently. Omar once had a friend, a scientist, Bul Hakam, who was flawless at solving empirical problems. But he could not follow Omar into the area of illumination and wonder. Now I return to the text that states, "And he is with you wherever you are." But when have I ever left it? Ignorance is God's prison. Knowing is God's palace. We sleep in God's unconsciousness. We wake in God's open hand. We weep God's rain. We laugh God's lightning. Fighting and peacefulness both take place within God. Who are we then in this complicated world tangle that is really just the single straight line down at the beginning of Allah? Nothing. We are emptiness. When you are with everyone but me, you're with no one. When you are with no one but me, you're with everyone. Instead of being so bound up with everyone, be everyone. When you become that many, you're nothing, empty. No flag. I used to want buyers for my words. Now I wish someone would buy me away from words. I've made a lot of charmingly profound images, scenes with Abraham and Abraham's father Azar, who was also famous for icons. I'm so tired of what I've been doing. Then one image without form came, and I quit. Look for someone else to tend the shop. I'm out of the image-making business. Finally, I know the freedom of madness. A random image arrives. I scream, "Get out!" It disintegrates. Only love. Only the holder the flag fits into, and wind. No flag. The food sack. One day a Sufi sees an empty food sack hanging on a nail. He begins to turn and tear his shirt, saying, "Food for what needs no food? A cure for hunger?" His burning grows and others join him, shouting and moaning in the love fire. An idle passerby comments, "It's only an empty sack." The Sufi says, "Leave. You want what we do not want. You are not a lover." A lover's food is the love of bread, not the bread. No one who really loves existence. Lovers have nothing to do with existence. They collect the interest without the capital. No wings, yet they fly all over the world. No hands, but they carry the polo ball from the field. That dervish got a sniff of reality. Now he weaves baskets of pure vision. Lovers pitch tents on a field of nowhere. They are all one color like that field. A nursing baby does not know the taste of roasted meat. To a spirit, the foodless scent is food. To an Egyptian, the Nile looks bloody. To an Israelite, clear. What is a highway to one is a disaster to the other. The night air. A man on his deathbed left instructions for dividing up his goods among his 3 sons. He had devoted his entire spirit to those sons. They stood like cypress trees around him, quiet and strong. He told the town judge, "Whichever of my sons is laziest, give him all the inheritance." Then he died, and the judge turned to the three. "Each of you must give some account of your laziness, so I can understand just how you are lazy." Mystics are experts in laziness. They rely on it because they continuously see God working all around them. The harvest keeps coming in, yet they never even did the plowing. Come on, say something about the ways you are lazy. Every spoken word is a covering for the inner self. A little curtain flick, no wider than a slice of roast meat, can reveal hundreds of exploding suns. Even if what is being said is trivial and wrong, the listener hears the source. One breeze comes from across a garden, another from across the ash heap. Think how different the voices of the fox and the lion and what they tell you. Hearing someone is lifting the lid off the cooking pot. You learn what's for supper, though some people can know just by the smell. A sweet stew from a sour soup cooked with vinegar. A man taps a clay pot before he buys it to know by the sound if it has a crack. The eldest of the three brothers told the judge, "I can know a man by his voice, and if he won't speak, I wait 3 days, and then I know him intuitively." The second brother said, "I know him when he speaks, and if he won't talk, I strike up a conversation." But the judge asked, "But what if he knows that trick?" Which reminds me of the mother who tells her child, "When you're walking through the graveyard at night and you see a boogeyman, run at it and it will go away." "But what?" replies the child. "If the boogeyman's mother has told it to do the same thing, boogeymen have mothers too." The second brother had no answer. The judge then asked the youngest brother, "What if a man cannot be made to say anything? How do you learn his hidden nature?" "Well, I sit in front of him in silence and set up a ladder made of patience. And if in his presence a language from beyond joy and beyond grief begins to pour from my chest, I know that his soul is as deep and bright as the star Canopus rising over Yemen. And so when I start speaking a powerful right arm of words sweeping down, I know him from what I say, and how I say it, because there is a window open between us, mixing the night air of our beings. The youngest was obviously the laziest. He won. Only breath. Not Christian or Jew or Muslim, not Hindu, Buddhist, Sufi, or Zen, not any religion or cultural system. I am not from the East or the West, not out of the ocean or up from the ground, not natural or ethereal, not composed of elements at all. I do not exist, am not an entity in this world or the next, did not descend from Adam and Eve or any origin story. My place is placeless, a trace of the traceless, neither body or soul. I belong to the beloved, have seen the two worlds as one, and that one call to and know. First, last, outer, inner, only that breath, breathing human being. There is a way between voice and presence where information flows. In disciplined silence it opens. With wandering talk it closes.